obviously, you know that there's a public perception that, and you're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will, that this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
But
go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
How do you think then about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
Why?
I understand that, but there's a reality too.
Oh, good old Elon. I love that man, and I am so thankful that he bought that piece of garbage and flaming dumpster fire that was formerly known as Twitter. And in case anyone didn't know, the government totally controls all of social media and tells them what to do and intentionally limits you. So everybody get on Rumble, Kick, Twitter. And I 100% believe these advertisers are going to be kicking their own asses soon because no one's going to care that they left Twitter. But anyway, welcome back, Clout Goblins. We're short a goblin today. He's taking a little sabbatical for the holidays. That's fine. We're going to keep kicking it. While we're doing this little intro here, guys, we're back. We back. What are we back? As soon as I can get the damn window to pull up, I will show you. We back, baby. We got X-Ray Girl. We got the Flagrant line. We got the Legion of Memers. We got Nerdy Ronin Libertarian Party. Mark, the Cyborg. These beautiful threads. They're all back. And they're all live and ready to go. All of the relaunch campaign orders are going out Monday next week. They are done. For Christmas, if you want to be a snazzy little bitch, we've got the Grinchian Bougie. It's actually a really, really nice little design here for all you Grinch lovers out there. And I mean, I can't come back without, number 45 being on the most comfortable of shirts. And these things are comfortable. Material stretchy. It's very comfortable. It feels good. Some say it's the best. I don't say it's the best, but it's good. So go stop by, hit up Flagrant Triggers. We've also got some Legion has their hats now. We got their hats back in black and white, green and black, and navy and stone. Oh yeah, only the best for our viewers too, and the supporters, and for everyone who has bought stuff. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's all right. Let's stop kicking this can down the road. Today we have the one and only, the most inestimable of guests. This guy had his biggest streaming night the other night, cracked 600 viewers at one time, covering the B team pros of DeSantis and Newsom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Clout Goblin stream, the Front Porch Conservative.
Thank you. Oh, thank you for that awesome intro, and great to be back. I didn't realize that Crash was taking the month of December off, although I think that's a good move. I'm not criticizing. I got a message. I got a message from this scoundrel. And he said, "Hey man, what are you doing tonight?" I'm like, well, nothing that I can't have my plans changed for. What's going on? He's like, "You want to come on?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll come on. Glad to." So just to let everyone know, I am now the channel's official side piece. That's my job. I'm the side piece. There you go.
And, hey, don't let the age fool you. That side piece gets the job done.
That's right. Ain't as good as I
Velvety
once was.
smooth like that Santa hat. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I am good. I have had it's been a crazy few days. The irony of that stream Thursday night is I almost didn't do it. And I thought it was going to be like a technical disaster because I couldn't get the white circle of death to stop spinning. Well, finally, we got that straightened out. And then, Ruben and I are doing our thing. And we had planned to do it one way, like, make comments while they're talking. Well, finally, it was just worked out. We just decided to make our comments during the commercial break, which worked out fine. But all of a sudden, we're looking up at the counter on the YouTube side, and we had 300 people in the room. Then it jumped to 4, then 5. And then at one point, I private messaged Ruben. I was like, it just touched over 600. I said, it's not going to stay there long. But it's like, and the funny thing about it is, Mike Harlow had a stream going. I don't know what it was, but apparently there was like this appetite out there for YouTube viewers and Rumble viewers. They wanted to see this debate. And it's like you said, it's not like, and Gavin Newsom said it best. Neither one of these guys are going to be their party's nominee in 2024.
No.
But all of a sudden, everybody's wanting to watch this, which I can kind of understand the curiosity. But yeah, we had my channel had its biggest night ever as far as like a live stream. And, we're planning on doing it again. And, the way Ruben and I were kind of looking at it was this was kind of like a tune up for 2024 because we're going to be covering stuff like, the Iowa caucuses, Super Tuesday, the conventions, all kinds of stuff. You're going to be invited. Crash is obviously going to be invited. And, we just want to try and get the bugs worked out. But God, it was an insane night. I was up till like 1:30 in the morning. It was crazy.
Again, dude, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Said since you started doing this, man, and I still 100% believe it. You were meant to do this.
Oh,
you
thank
have
you. So kind.
Seriously, you have a skill and a knack for this, and it's your demeanor, your presentation, your voice. You've got like the perfect package for doing commentary, and you're very insightful. You make sure you take time to learn this stuff. Like it's just what the people want. Like you're genuine. That's one thing about everyone that we've streamed with. Nobody holds back. Nobody bites their tongue. They are who they are, and that's it. And you're as pure as the Pope's underwear pre-tranny visits.
Well, I can't speak to Pope Francis's underwear before or afterwards, but I definitely appreciate the very kind remarks. And frankly, even if his underwear were soiled, stained, etc., it's the Vatican, man. It's not like he's gonna have dirty underwear for very long. I mean, come on. You got to figure they got to have like a laundromat on site, dry cleaners. Think about that miter that he wears. He's got to have that thing steamed every so often. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there's probably a giant Korean sweatshop in the bottom of the church there, dude. just a big conveyor belt of all the robes and hats and I seriously I literally whenever someone talks about the Pope or the Vatican or something like that, like I just think of that part in V for Vendetta when you find out like all the priests are just dirty, disgusting pedophiles.
Oh yeah, I remember the scene you're talking about. Jeez.
Yeah. But so we typically do some color commentary, do some pop culture stuff. Since Crash isn't here, I'm going to try something a little different, and we're gonna see how this goes.
Okay.
So everyone knows who Front Porch is, as far as the Front Porch Conservative show. But I wanted to take this opportunity to interview the Front Porch Conservative and get a ground up. How did Brian Trippett, the Front Porch Conservative, come to be who he is today?
Oh my. Okay.
Oh, yes. So, obviously, the easiest question is going to
Okay.
be where and when were you born?
Where I was born was a little town in West Virginia called Huntington.
Mhm.
And given that you got family that lives in West Virginia, you'll know or should have a pretty good idea of where that's at.
My
Uh,
mom lives 20-ish minutes outside of Huntington. Yeah,
yeah.
down there in Wayne.
Now, wait a minute. There's 3 levels. Now, for people who are watching, when it comes to Wayne County, West Virginia, there's 3 kinds of Wayne. There's Wayne, there's out Wayne, and there's way out Wayne. So, is your mom Wayne, out Wayne, or way out Wayne?
She grew up way out Wayne, and now she's
No.
just out Wayne.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, for those who are watching, out Wayne is just all right. You just crossed the border. You're into a little non-incorporated area called Lavalette, and oh my goodness, look at this gorgeous thing just strolled through the door.
Oh boy.
Phew, oh,
Hello, mommy.
my heart just palpitated.
Ooh, I
Lordy,
know.
I have to take this hat off before it's all said and done. Anyway,
Brian, why are you as red as your hat right now, buddy? It's
well, it's kind of like that. It's like
going
that
on
line from that.
there.
It's like that line from that Travis Tritt song. Mercy, look what just walked through that door. Um. Anyway, little town, Huntington, West Virginia. I was born in 71, which as of my birthday made me 52, which I know is hard to believe because I'm so young, dashing, and handsome. You wouldn't believe I'm that old. But yeah, I've grown up in this area, grew up in this area, and still for all the things that it may lack in life, I still call this place home. It's got a lot to say for it that other places in the world will never be able to touch. So
No.
that's my where I'm born.
West Virginia is definitely a unique state, especially once you get to the interior, just
Mhm,
because of the mountainous region.
mhm.
And it, everyone, like, you can't talk about West Virginia without talking about the coal miners.
That's true.
That
That's
is
absolutely true.
that was the major industrial side for them. It was
Well,
coal. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, coal mining it's a staple up there. Everybody's got a family member at some point who did it or does it.
And the interesting part about it is for those who are still in it or even have just been recently put out of it, they don't want to learn any other industry. It always cracks me up when people outside of West Virginia, particularly bureaucrats from Washington, D.C., excuse me, always make the statement, oh, they can always learn another profession. They don't want to learn another profession.
Mm.
People who are like third, fourth generation coal miners, that's all they want to do. And in one sense, if you stop and think about it, you kind of understand why. One, it's a cultural thing, and two, it's a monetary thing. If you have a coal mine that's in operation and you are working regularly as a miner, you can make, if you've been doing it for a long time, you can make 6-figure money. Now, the work's hard and it can be dangerous, not like it was, 50, 60, 70 years ago. But, these guys are paid very, very well. And it is a cultural thing. It truly is.
Yeah, and just the people who want to do work like that, I think that speaks a lot to the dichotomy you see in, say, millennials and newer generations compared to like Generation
Hmm.
X and before.
Hmm.
They want to do that work because they know it is hard work, but it's humbling work. And when you get paid decently for it, it makes you feel like you have accomplished something.
Oh, absolutely.
And just the amount of strength and fortitude and stamina you have to do that, and knowing that you're putting your life at risk. A lot of people don't think about that. all the chemicals and coal dust and other gases and stuff that they breathe down in those shafts. A lot of coal miners back in the day, they got black lung,
Yeah.
and they but they still go in, they bust their ass, and that's something that's missing from the newer generations, in my opinion. And I think that's why you've got these coddled and swaddled little douchebags that are running around saying words hurt me. Like, no, no, a man punching you in the face for running your mouth is what's going to hurt you, and it's going to be well deserved. Like, learn about some actual physical pain before you think you've been hurt.
No, absolutely. I mean, we've done something very interesting in this country, and in doing so, we have actually set ourselves up for a lot of problems down the line. There's always the desire, I think, on the part of parents to make sure that the generation that comes after them doesn't have to work nearly as hard, or they don't have to struggle quite the way we did, which is fine. But there's something you've got to make sure that the next generation that comes after you understands, and that is, all right, you may not struggle quite the way I did, but you are still going to have struggles, and you have to learn how to deal with that kind of adversity. Well, we not only took away the struggle, we took away the knowledge of how to deal with the adversity. And we've got a bunch of people running around. It's like you said, they don't know what tough times are. That's one of the things I love about the people of West Virginia is that, I've got a neighbor of mine across the street, and she grew up in the country. And she makes the joke, hey, I'm from West Virginia. I can survive eating pinto beans cooked off a hot rock.
Mm.
She's half kidding when she says it, but if it got down to it, yeah, she could do it. She could cook, pinto beans off a hot rock and survive, because of a certain generation of the people of this state. They grew up in very tough times. They grew up not having a whole lot. They had to make do with what they had, and they learned how to be better. The other thing about West Virginia that always kind of cracks me up, and some of it is our own self-inflicted wound. Everybody thinks, oh, West Virginians, they're all a bunch of dumb hillbillies. May I respectfully point out, my state has produced 2 Nobel Prize winners, God knows how many award-winning college coaches, award-winning actors and actresses, and we've made more contributions to the world than most people ever realize. I always find it, but we're our own worst enemy in that we never advertise who and what we are, which I think part of it is the humility of the average West Virginian. We just do it and we don't even think about it.
Even
It
if you
is.
take even if you take out the educational and athletic accomplishments, they say they are just a bunch of dumb hillbillies.
Mm.
Guess what? If I had to bet on who would survive in a doomsday scenario between West Virginia and New York, all of my money is going to West Virginia. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of the only states I know where the kids still get a week off for deer season opening.
And for those of you out there that are watching, that is absolutely true.
Mhm,
We will shut schools down in my state so kids can go deer hunting.
mhm.
It's much like coal mining. It's like hunting is a part of our way of life. Now, that doesn't mean every West Virginian, takes a week off of work or whatever. But yeah, there are schools and counties in my state, they'll just shut down for the whole week. Primarily, that's deer season.
Mhm.
And if you're going to find these kids, they'll be wearing, bright orange or, some form of camo, and they'll be out in the woods with a shotgun, hoping to bag a buck.
Well, here's my tough bird story from my mom who's in West Virginia.
Okay.
About was it 2 years ago, I think, maybe 3. You guys had a really bad ice storm come through.
Yeah.
My mom lives by herself. She's 59 this year.
Okay.
So she would have been 56 or 57 then.
Okay.
Still living by herself, her and her little dog. The ice storm knocked out the power there. She lived in a single wide trailer by
Mm-hmm.
herself,
Mm-hmm.
no power, no
Mm-hmm.
hot water for 8 nights.
I believe it. I
She,
absolutely believe it.
Yeah, she stayed in the bathroom. She took a bunch of cushions and stuff, packed out the tub, slept in the tub with tea light candles and a little heater. And
Yeah.
she survived like that for 8 nights and almost 9 days. And dude, how many people would lose their fucking mind, right, if they had to
Oh,
endure that?
you take a Gen Zer and you put them in that kind of situation? No, no. Inside of like 2 hours, they're gonna be bitching and complaining.
Dude, you talk
That's
about
what you're dealing
crying.
with. Oh,
Cry
yeah.
they'd be crying.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
might make it
absolutely.
they might make it one night, but when about the 3rd day when the power still wasn't on and they couldn't get their lattes or fucking whatever Starbucks
Or their cell
frou-frou
phones.
bullshit.
Don't forget their cell
Mhm.
phones. Oh my god,
Yeah,
they can't keep up with TikTok for God's sake.
yep. She had a corded phone. And that was it. No TV, no internet, just a corded phone and, cold water and a
Jeez.
little heater and tea light candles and I think she had a Coleman stove where she could heat stuff up if she needed to. Yeah, man. She she did it. She hated it. She bitched about it every fucking day. But I mean, she grew up on a farm too. Like she does not take care of herself.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's just it. I mean, my dad grew up on a farm and, you know, he was the oldest of 3 children. He worked when I say he worked the land, that's not an exaggeration. He did. He would work the land. He lied about his age to get his first job just so he didn't have to be doing farming. And, you know, it's kind of funny because like I said, my dad could run any piece of heavy equipment that you put in front of him. And he was one of the people that pushed me. Well, he didn't really push, but he kept making the point about education. And
Mhm.
he had a unique way of phrasing it. He said, "Boy," and if he ever started the sentence with the word "boy," that's when you knew you need to pay attention because he's about to drop something important.
Mhm.
He'd say, "Boy," he said, "they can take away money, they can take away possessions, they can take away land, they can take away anything." He said, "However, they cannot take away what you know." He said, "Therefore, learn everything." He said, "Learn everything about everything." He tried to get me to go into computers, which, looking back on, I could kick myself for not doing it. But, I had my interest. He had his recommendations. But yeah, dad was like, yeah, learn everything you can. Learn everything you possibly can. Be curious about all of it. He said, because they can't steal knowledge. They can't take what you know. And, he was one of the reasons that I, pushed myself as hard as I did to get the education that I had. And,
Yep.
I will argue that, years down the road, it paid off, which kind of goes to something else. You talk about, um, people of a certain generation won't work as hard as some people that have gone before them. I absolutely agree with that. I've had a conversation, with our mutual buddy, Ruben Christopher Haynes. And I said, Ruben, I will freely admit that I am not the most techie person in the world. I will freely admit I don't understand social media the way I need to. I said, but in the end, I'll win. And there's a real
Mhm.
simple reason for that. I'll outwork a 20-year-old.
Yep.
They may be smarter than I am. They may be faster than I am. They may be able to, do whatever that I can't do yet. I said, but I'll outwork them. Before it's all said and done, it's a marathon. They'll run, then they'll quit. I'll just keep running. I ain't going to run fast, but I'll keep running. And
Well,
I'll just outwork them.
it's so evident today that the kids coming up now and the generations behind us, they there's just something that they don't I guess it's because they don't critically think anymore. They just go along with whatever they're told, that they don't learn how to do things properly. Or it takes them forever to learn how to do it. They don't actually start questioning and looking at basic principles of things until way, way later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I'm gonna show off a little bit, cause holy crap, that is a tasty, tasty, tasty piece of pork.
Yes, folks, that's about what it's like to be the side piece for this channel. He drags me around, doesn't even take me to dinner. That's see how it is? It's awful.
Hey,
It's
I cook
awful.
dinner. I cook dinner for my bitches. Okay,
Well,
I treat them right.
this bitch ain't been fed, so I'm just saying.
All right. So what? Growing up in West Virginia,
Mhm.
sounds like you were leaned a little bit more towards your education than the manual labor side of life, which
Yeah.
is understandable because your parents were, and my parents and grandparents were told, you got to have the college degree to get anywhere.
Mhm.
So coming
Mhm.
up, what did Front Porch want to be? What was his life aspiration as a teenager
I
and a
wanted to
young
be
man?
a lawyer.
Mhm.
I wanted to be a lawyer because my dream, and who knows, maybe one of these days it happens, maybe it doesn't. I want to argue before I die one case before the United States Supreme Court. Just one. I don't care if I've got 5 minutes in front of the microphone. I don't care. I want to argue one case before the United States Supreme Court. And in the end, I didn't go the route of law. My degrees I got were in government, and then my master's was in public administration because, I'll just go work in the bureaucracy. And I moved out to Illinois because, given my politics, I didn't figure staying in West Virginia trying to get a job in government was going to do me very good. So I moved out to Illinois, and I had a buddy out there, and it was kind of funny. The sales pitch he gave me, he said to me, "So when are we going to go? When are you coming out to Illinois so we can go to University of Illinois together and get our master's degree?" And I said, "John, why in the world should I go almost 500 miles west to get the same kind of degree that I could stay here on the East Coast and get?" He said, "Simple. The Bulls, the Bears, the Blackhawks, and I'll split the rent with you." And I said, "Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's do it." And that was the argument. I wound up being in Illinois for about 6 years, got my master's in public administration, which is, basically the MBA for government people. And like a lot of people, wound up not using my degrees. It just gave me a little bit more educational background.
Mhm.
In 2000, I moved back to West Virginia because my dad's health was not well. He died a few months after I moved back, and I've been here ever since. And I've done all kinds of jobs, and every one of them in one form or another has, helped make me what I am today. So, and there also reaches a point where, either by age or you slow down or whatever, you hopefully get smarter. And that's sort of my occupational background. I've done everything from banking to customer service to my current line of work now. I work in the mortgage industry, not necessarily originating, but I do a lot of the paperwork behind the scenes, make
Mhm.
phone calls, send emails, fix stuff. As I jokingly tell people, no lying, no cheating, no stealing. I just try to get, my mortgage customer from, the point of application to the point they're at the closing table buying their house. And let me tell you right now, it's challenging. So, whew, yeah, but that's me.
So I'm guessing do you see firsthand a lot of the underhanded tactics of like BlackRock and Blackstreet and companies like that, or you deal more on a personal level of people trying to compete with them?
More on a personal level with people trying to compete with them. I mean, it's kind of interesting because there's kind of like a unspoken camaraderie among people who work in the mortgage industry. I mean, we're all competitors with each other, but we're all going through all the same stuff. Nobody likes
Mhm.
the rates, nobody likes the regulations, nobody likes, whatever, but it is what it is. And it's like, okay, this is the line of work we've chosen. Let's make it happen and try to make a good life for ourselves. So, and, the job I've got, I love. I really do. I mean, I can't complain about it too much. You know, it's not in one sense it's not high stress, and in another sense it is.
Mhm.
Because there's some moments where you're going along and everything's perfectly fine. Then all of a sudden you have one of those moments where everything goes foobar and you're on the phones, you're making moves, you're on the clock, you've got to meet a deadline. And when it all comes together, you just put your feet up on your desk and go, okay, what's next? And that's kind of how you roll with it, you know.
So, dang, crap. I'm trying to think back. I had a good question. Dang it. Dealing on a personal level, going through the same motions. There's one thing you said that sparked a good question in my mind. Ah, it's gonna piss me off. Hold on, let me see if I can listen. This is sad. I'm gonna listen back and see if I can.
Okay, that's fine. Folks, while he's doing that, we're kind of hanging out here. If you're not following Cam's work, either on his YouTube channel or on Flagrant Triggers, do it. By the way, if you're looking for Christmas gifts to give to friends, let me tell you, this is the man you need to talk to, because he and his partner Crash Mondo have got a absolutely sweet, and I mean sweet, setup. If you're looking for that specialized custom t-shirt to give to that one friend that you either really love, or if you want to make one that pisses them off, this guy is the guy to talk to. Okay. This is the guy. Yeah, there we go. I can never get used to camera left and camera right. This is the guy you need to talk to, because he can design some really, really good stuff that, like I said, you can either make someone go, ah, assuming you're trying to get a date with them, you can make someone go, son of a bitch, if you really want to piss them off. So just saying, go check out. Matter of fact, do you have a website that people can look at and see these wonderful products that you have?
Do I?
Do
I
you have?
believe so.
Oh my goodness, look at that, folks. Oh my word. Legion of
I
Nemo snapbacks.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And then, well, of course, we've got the here's my line. So I mean, I do mostly meme stuff. I have an idea for a very, very awesome Christmas shirt, and it's going to be based on Target's Black Santa in the
Uh-huh.
wheelchair.
Oh,
It's going to be awesome.
like I said, folks, if you're looking for something that has the potential to piss off all your friends, this is the man you need to come and see. Which, by the way, if anybody female models would like to model his merchandise, he is taking applications. So just send pictures. Nothing untoward, but if we're trying to, he's trying to find good models to like wear, model the t-shirts. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, you can DM this guy on Twitter. I'll let him take care of that side of it. I'm just trying to help him out here as much as I possibly can.
Well, I actually would like to get actual people wearing, like, images of people wearing the shirts. That does help, and it's not just me too. Like, when you guys come here, you're supporting other people too. Like Extra Girl with her classic "Make Marvel Milligan" shirt.
I've got that.
That
I've got that shirt, by the way. I love that shirt.
did you get the
Absolutely love
did you get
it.
the
In that
new
in
tech or
that
the old tech?
in that color. No, that exact same style, that everything.
But was it the new print style or the screen print?
Probably the screen print, because I ordered this thing like a year ago.
Okay. Yeah. It would have been the old. The new
Yep.
tech is stupid awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, if you're looking for that Christmas gift for that hard to shop for friend of yours, but they love really cool art, like I said, this is your man to go see. Please check him out. We're trying to help a brother get off the ground here, okay?
we'll
You
get
know.
back off the ground.
Well,
Ooh,
back off the ground is probably the better way to say it. So there you go.
yeah. One thing we're going to be doing too is we're going to add those flat pieces like disc plate, because the metal worked really well. So the 3x3s, they will work really good as coasters. The mugs are good, so we need to add our own mugs. And then I'm gonna do wood little wood presses as well. So like the wood blanks you get at a craft section to get like a an 8x4 or something like that,
Mhm.
or a 6x4 or 6x3. And then I'm gonna start putting images on those. I mean, it worked really well. So we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff, and this will go on any kind of fabric. I may put on a like pure customization option on here for people who do have unique items that they want made individually. Uh, I That'll be something probably down the road a little bit though, because right now we're focused on getting people who need help getting their name out there and who want to. Because the one thing I want to do is make sure that people who are on here are making something more than the competition, like Teespring and stuff like that. And the big difference is I don't give a shit what you put on your shirt. You can put vaginas, dicks, I don't care. As long as it's nothing that would go against like decency standards, like promoting pedophilia, like, yeah, nah, we're not going to do that. It's basically, First Amendment, you're good to go. We do not care.
There you go,
But
folks. See, all the more reason why I like this guy. So please help him out as much as you possibly can. Now, let me ask you, did I stretch that out enough for you to find the question you were looking for? Or do I need to keep going here? Just,
yeah, now that I'm looking back on it, it's kind of a dumb question. But yeah, so with this job, are you working from home or do you have to travel? Or
I can work from home if I want to. I guess I'm one of those weirdos though. There is an office that we have, and you know, the, I would say the word phrasing right now, but no, I'm not going to stop you on that
oh,
one.
I intentionally phrased it that way.
I
Don't
love
worry,
you. This is why I
don't
love
worry.
you.
I'm
No,
gonna tag team this side piece.
I could work from. Well, see, then I got to worry about Forrest Daddy, because it's like, I'm too old to get chased by jealous husbands, boyfriends, lovers, whatever. So it's like I don't need that shit in my life. You're young, you can still run. You just go ahead and do whatever the hell you do. I'm gonna sit there and go, what me? Um, um, you had no idea I was gonna get this deep in the weeds. I could work from home. I just choose not to, because to
Yeah,
me, home is home, work is work, and never the twain of the two should meet. Because I have friends of mine in this line of work, and they are mortgage loan officers, and if they don't turn off the computer, they could be working at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night or longer. They'll just keep
yeah,
going because the computer's there. Whereas if I leave it at the office, it's done. My day is done. I'm walking out the door, I'm locking the door, and I'm not coming back to deal with the computer and whatever's on it until the next morning. And that's my way of decompressing.
yeah. It's like
Um,
well, like people who have gyms in their home hardly ever
mhm.
use them
Oh yeah, I mean,
because
I'll
when
never
you're
do a
home, you
gym at
want to
home.
be comfortable.
hmm Yeah,
And
I go to the gym for a number of reasons. One of them is that very thing. If I don't go there, I won't do anything. And the other is socialization. It's like I want to be around people that either by their indirect inspiration they're pushing me, or by their direct get off your fat lazy ass and lift that damn weight, they're pushing me with their verbal. So that's part of the reason why I like going to the gym.
this, like, I am trying to get back into the dating world, and that is one thing I'm looking for. Like, I I wouldn't say it's like pure codependence. It's just having someone there though to give you that push, that nudge to encourage you, say, "Hey, you're doing it right," or "Hey, you're fucking up. Like, you need to work on this." Like, it's
hmm
very important. And again, everything we're talking about so far is tying back into how the newer generation, if you criticize them, they're fucking crying,
Oh, I know.
and they don't understand. Like, back when I was in school, we gave each other so much shit. It was ridiculous. Like, we would
hmm
get fuming mad, like angry and pissed off and upset, but there was always a little hint of truth in what was going on. It's like your buddy over there who's eating fucking 60 Twinkies a day, and you're like, "Hey, fat fuck, you might want to put those down, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to widen the fucking doors for you."
yeah.
And it it would, but that was it. Like, you need, if you don't have anybody in your life to call you out on your bullshit, you're not gonna get very far.
No, no.
You're gonna keep running straight into that brick fucking wall, and you're either gonna find out way too late when it's too late to get anything changed, or maybe you'll learn a little humility and realize, oh yeah, they were right.
ever since the passing of the legendary Indiana University basketball coach Bobby Knight, stuff's been flowing into my stream, and I always I always loved Bob Knight for a lot of reasons. And the more I go back and look at these old clips of how he coached and what he would say to his players and to even just general audiences, I'm sitting there going, if this guy were alive and in his prime, there is no way he would ever get a job at a major college coaching their basketball team,
No.
because Knight was all about any number of things: discipline as a team and as an individual, bettering yourself, making sure you were pushed to your absolute limit and beyond, and not just for the sake of pushing you to your limit because you could be pushed, pushing you to your limit to make you better. I mean, there was something that I found out. There was an interview he did very late in his life with the broadcaster Joe Buck, and I did not know this. Knight, when his teams went on the road, each and every one of his players were required to take a book with them. Now, if Knight didn't like the book, he'd make them take something else. But he would make them take a book. Why? He wanted them to read. He wanted them to better themselves. Even if they weren't working on their homework for their classes or whatever else, he wanted them reading a book. He wanted them working on their education. It's Bob Knight, Billy Martin, the legendary manager for the Yankees, Sparky Anderson, the legendary manager for the Cincinnati Reds. If those guys were alive and in their prime in this era, they'd never get a job.
No.
They never would, because the culture's, oh, no, we don't need to push them. We just need to accept them as they are. These guys would be like, screw that. They're not going to get any better if we don't push them. How are we going to make these guys better if we don't push them to find out what they're capable of doing? And then at that point, we'll accept them where they are once we know what they can and cannot do.
And well, that's one thing about Bob Knight too. Another big thing he was about was personal responsibility. If
Absolutely.
you fucked up, you heard about it very
Oh,
quickly.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that is something that for some it's not even parents that are shoveling this off now. Like I think parents are starting to wake up and realize it's just the culture.
Mhm.
And one of the other things I think plays into that is uh like I didn't watch it, but do you know the Venom movie?
Yeah, I know the Venom movies.
It's like the
Tom
side
Hardy,
story of
one of my
yeah.
favorite actors. Absolutely one of my favorite actors.
So this whole anti-hero worship, I think that is deteriorating morality
Yeah.
because people are giving praise and thinking it's cool for people who have done evil things to all of a sudden do something nice without having to pay any kind of retribution for what they did.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's kind of like the people who wanted amnesty for COVID.
Mhm.
Like you wish people would die and not get treated at a hospital if they got sick. You literally said you hope you hope they die or pass away, don't get treatment, and but then whenever you find out, oh, you might be wrong, oh well, let's just forget about that. We're all good now. Like no,
No.
um,
Mm.
Tim, one of the guys he works with now is Pete Parada. He was the drummer for The Offspring for 14 years. Like he founded the band with him. He was there from day one. He did all the albums. And when this crap came out, they started the vaccine mandates. They had to have it. And he actually has Guillain-Barré. He couldn't take the vaccine because there was a serious risk it would mess him up.
Mhm.
And when the band found out, within 2 days, he was he was kicked off the band. All of his credentials were stripped. He couldn't go to sessions anymore. He couldn't go to practices. Couldn't even get in the building. He was immediately black sheeped. And this guy, like I saw him the other night on Timcast, and he's got to be one of the most passive and forgiving people I've ever seen in my life. Like, he refused to say anything bad about anyone. He just said, "Hey, we just couldn't come to an agreement on this. I don't think it's right, but no hard feelings." Like, I personally, I think he should have just went the fuck off,
Mm-hmm.
and he should have sued the shit out of him, because especially with all the information that's coming out now, and the fact that it was against the ADA, because you can't discriminate against someone based on a medical condition or disability.
Right.
And with him having Guillain-Barré and them saying, "Well, we don't care." There were medical exemptions for other people in the industry. Why is he the special one that doesn't get to
Yeah.
go with it? But he's on to doing better things, and people are like, I'm glad COVID happened for one reason, because it showed just how much society has turned into a real snitchy, backstabbing piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Or yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
well, just you used to be able to trust people, and if they said they were your friend, and now you better know for damn sure who you associate with, especially when you get up into the upper echelons of society. Because all it is just a dog eat dog, get one over, find dirt, blackmail, fuck them,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how the government's being ran too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, talking about that, you heard about the 5-year-old kid out at the
Kansas City Chiefs game.
yeah. I mean, talk about. I mean, for those of you who are watching right now, you don't know what we're talking about. Last Sunday, the Chiefs were playing out in Las Vegas against the Raiders. And CBS is covering the game. Okay, fine. Up to that point, perfectly normal. Well, during the game, at some point, their cameraman catches this kid who's in an Indian headdress, and they catch one side of his face, and he's wearing black. Okay. This writer, yeah, there it is. This writer for I'm trying to think of the name of the publication right off the top of my head.
It wasn't
Deadspin.
Yeah, Deadspin. Yeah.
Deadspin. This writer for Deadspin uses the picture as a springboard to start a screeching criticism of the NFL, its policies about race, Roger Goodell, the commissioner, yada, yada, yada. Now,
And it was this picture.
it was this picture. Now, my thought in the matter is this. I mean, if you want to criticize the NFL, fine, take your best shot. You want to criticize Roger Goodell, fine, take your best shot. I think both of them deserve it for what it's worth. But you don't have the right to use a kid as the springboard to do this. Plus, on top of that, this guy who wrote this article was so lazy as a journalist, he never bothered to look for any other pictures of this kid. Yeah, thank you. Half of his face is black and the other half is red, which, by the way, those are the two of the three colors of the Kansas City Chiefs. Furthermore, the kid's Native American. His dad is on the tribal council in San Yenta, California, and his grandfather is full-blooded, Chumash tribe. And I'm sitting here going, "You stupid idiot!" I mean, like I said, you want to criticize the NFL and Goodell and everything, race policy and everything else, fine. It's freedom of speech. It's freedom of the press. You go ahead and do it. Don't use a kid. And especially don't use a kid if you're so lazy you haven't done the work to find out, is this kid Native American or not? What's he really doing? What's his motivation? Why is he wearing half of his face in black?
Did you see this
Yeah.
this sentence?
The
The headdress was
Oh,
a gift
no, I did
from
not
his
know that.
grandfather.
Oh, sugar. Yeah, yeah. I mean, under normal circumstances, I'm not all about suing people, but let me tell you something. This writer and Deadspin, need to be sued into the next area code. Let them
Yes.
have it. Just let them have it. I mean,
This is
just take them for every penny they're worth.
it's gonna be the Covington kid again.
Yeah. Yeah. And it never ceases to amaze me. And, you know, I guess that goes to one of my other great questions in society right now. When is it enough? I mean, how much stupid do either we as a society or individual people have to engage in before they finally realize, this is probably not the way I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life? Just saying. Boggles
Well,
the mind.
what's
Keep talk,
crazy to me
keep
is
talk, keep talk, keep talking. I'll be right back.
okay. What's crazy to me is just how many people actually read that article and didn't give a shit about any of the details. They just had that snap reaction, and immediately a bunch of white liberal morons said, "Oh, it's cultural appropriate, but black big." These people need to start getting slapped back into reality because this is ridiculous. And I 100% hope that this kid and his family sue Deadspin into oblivion, especially with the details that are coming out now about the kid's background and his heritage. But even then, take out the fact that the kid is Native American. He's still a kid wearing the colors of the team on his face. It's not just that one picture where it looks like he's just wearing black on his face. It They completely misconstrued that in order to drum up this kind of response. But a lot of people don't know that these football teams get the okay from the tribal councils to use the names, like the Chiefs, the Redskin. Everyone said the Redskins. It was a race thing. It was about their skin color. No, no. Redskins were the elite warriors of the Native American tribes. They weren't. It had nothing to do with the skin color. But for some reason, somehow, this pussified, emasculated, moronic, whiny ass, non-critically thinking, dipshit, thumb sucking, diaper wearing bullshit, I'm a dog person, just garbage. It's what's permeated throughout what is considered acceptable society outside of any rural area.
I really wish you'd be more specific and tell me what you really think, because I can't tell what you really think of some people in life. I tell you, you're just being really wishy-washy. Would you please get down to it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, hell, no. I agree
They're
with you. I absolutely agree with you.
they're being fags. That's what they're being.
Being figgots, I think, is as my New York gay friends will use that expression. Figgots. No, and which, by the way, I got to do a commercial for these guys. Go check out Dangerous Rhetoric's podcast. Will and Brentley and Daniel are a couple of really cool dudes. And as the token straight that occasionally gets on their chat streams, they are something else. Let me tell you, those two cats are absolutely something else. That's the great running joke we've got. I'm the token straight. So there they are. There are those scoundrels. They're the absolute. Yeah, every so often they'll invite me on and be like, "Hey, you want a piece of this?" I'm like, "Sure, let's go." So, yeah, check them out on a they are really cool dudes. They genuinely are. So,
Yeah, they got almost 1,500 subscribers.
yeah, they're doing pretty good for themselves. Yeah, every so often, folks, they'll take it over to Rumble because it gets a little spicy, and they'll tell you that up front. But yeah, they're good dudes. Check them out.
Dude, monkeypox and herpes does get spicy.
Well, there you go.
You know. It's not called the eternal burn for nothing.
Mm, mm. There you go. There you go. So what else would you like to know, sir? I'll be happy to answer any questions. I've got just enough liquid courage in me to answer most anything.
All right. We'll still stick with the tame one. Has the front? What about the Front Porch Conservatives' love life?
Non-existent.
Not you. So you've never been married.
Never been married.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna high five that. I have also never been married. Bam.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, way too non-existent. I would love to find somebody in my life. Right now, I got way too much going on, and there's things about me I need to improve before that starts happening. So,
Brother,
yeah,
I feel that. Trust me.
yeah.
Well, I was just when growing up, I was just taught to practice procreating with women and not how to approach them or talk to them or have confidence in myself.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the Al Pacino disease. I mean, I'll never forget years ago I saw an interview with his dad.
Big
And
ass.
yeah, and Al Pacino Sr. made the statement, "Yeah, Al loves women, hates being married, loves women." And if you go back through his love life over the years, yeah, Pacino's dated a lot of women, a lot of them.
I mean, hell, he just had a kid,
Yeah,
and
at
he's
81 years old, I think.
Jesus.
So, which don't get me wrong, I may be, single, but that doesn't mean I do not appreciate the, attractive lady, be it the highness or forced mommy or whomever, but I am appropriate with my boundaries. So, there you go. So there, you got all that going for me. So, but no, my love life these days is non-existent. So,
I would like to take a moment and say, bless the forced mommy for the gifts she has given us.
all hail the forced mommy,
All
indeed.
hail the forced mommy.
All hail mommy. There you go. Yeah.
Um,
Now that she's not running for office, she's posting again and like, oh my Lord. Woof. Mercy. 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 Mhm.
Over on the Rumble side, Cyber Mario says it's a sad world when morons online demonize an innocent kid because he loves his sports team. That is
Exactly.
1000% correct.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
there's a
1000%
really cute video where he's doing the chop, and there's Kansas City players down there on the sideline. They see him and they're doing it with him. And,
Mhm.
they're not thinking, oh, this kid's being racist. No, they just see a 5-year-old kid up in the stands who's just trying to, help the kid out.
These are
So,
people who never got a chance to have their childhood innocence because of the exposure they got to this woke mind virus of kids should be able to read about sex and given blowjobs and not having any kind of whimsical fantasies that e- ex- unless they want to be a different gender or a different species, then it's okay. Like anything that blatantly defies reality is fine,
oh yeah.
but
Yeah.
anything that could protect a kid and keep them from dealing with adult situations, it's all good. Put ketchup on that kid's fucking feet on Nickelodeon. Let's do it.
Oh, jeez. It amazes me. It's like, he's a 5-year-old kid trying to be a football fan. Get off his
Mm,
damn back.
yep.
I mean, if you've got your bone to pick with everybody else, fine. Whatever. Don't use this kid. Leave him alone. And it's like leave all kids alone. Let them be children for God's sake. Believe me, they'll face the harsh realities of this world when that time comes, but you don't need to rush that upon them.
But even then, even as an adult, who's going to give a shit if someone goes to a Kansas City Chiefs game dressed up like that as an adult?
Yeah,
Who
who cares?
cares?
Yeah.
Like it's in no way demeaning or was it an attempt to stoke some kind of bullshit propaganda like they want you to think?
Oh, I know. It truly does boggle the mind. It's like, you know, I will give the left, and I use that term broadly. I'll give the left a lot of credit. They'll use every lever available to them to pull, every button they can push, every wheel they can turn, anything that moves the ball down the field, to kind of keep it in the football analogy, they'll do it. Does not matter to them. Conservatives, broadly speaking, there are limits that they have. The left, they don't know any limits. They don't care. If it advances the agenda, they're going to do it.
Yep.
So, very sad. Very
And
sad indeed.
you know what moves my ball down the field of my left leg? Hot days and no underwear. Just
I was
drop
going to ask you what was her name, but I mean, okay, you answered my question before I
No,
could ask
no,
it,
no,
so.
no. The girls get them tight. Get them nuts tight.
I'd say something right now, but I'll behave myself because I don't want to embarrass the individual. But never mind.
They get me frothy.
Quite frothy, apparently. So there you go. Where's
Oh,
Crash?
okay.
Where's Crash when I need him?
We need a little Jesus in our life right now. Well, let's keep on this little spicy train. Does the Front Porch Conservative have any secret moves in the bedroom?
Oh God. Now see, oh gee.
Oh.
Do I
Oh.
have any moves? Well, let's see. Okay. I'll answer the question this way. If the question gets down to seduction or sex, I would rather engage more. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying sex is a bad thing, not by any stretch of the imagination. There is something to be said for the art of seduction.
Mhm.
Truly is. These days, everybody just wants to have sex.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Where's the fun? Okay, let's be honest. We could all be like, 38 seconds later, it's over. Where's the fun in that? All things being equal, my ideal evening with a lady. Okay. I get dressed up in a very nice looking suit. Not necessarily a tie, just like white dress shirt, suit. Pick the lady up. She's wearing a dress that's just, yeah. We go to dinner. We engage in wonderful bantery conversation. We have food. We have adult beverages. There's comments made. There's flirtations. There's everything else. And when all of that is done, when I'm dropping her off at the door of her house, where all that leads from there, that could be even more fun than everything that led up to it, because there's the anticipation. You're leaving something to the imagination, I just think there's something to be said more for the chase. Don't get me wrong, the end result is very nice. But the chase is something that in our society, everything's all about speed and like immediate gratification.
Mhm.
It's like, whatever happened to the idea of wooing? Call me old fashioned if you wish, but whatever happened to that? I kind of miss those days. I love Robert.
For hopefully all the viewers know what mastication is. Mastication is chewing food.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's exactly. See, modesty.
Okay. So I agree. So I find it way more attractive when a girl sends me a scantily clad pic compared to a full nude.
Yeah.
But
leave something to my imagination.
I'm still gonna push you a little bit. What is Front Porch's move that makes the hoo-ha go squirt squirt?
I don't know if I don't even know if I have a move that does that, to be perfectly frank.
All right.
Ask me what I might do that like winds someone up. Well, there's something to be said for walking up behind a woman, taking one hand, wrapping it around her stomach, taking the hair, pulling it off one side of her shoulder, and just start right there and down the neck. What?
Oh, so you're
just saying.
You're the Skinamax lover.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He's
Yes.
the
I am all about
the
tantric
man.
response. I am all about the tantric response. Yes.
Now, that is that is I don't know what it is about me. Like somehow by not trying, it drives the girls crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because they really know, like, yeah, I don't care what we do. Like, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, that gets me in more trouble than not more often. But
There you go.
I'm like, probably the most satisfying evening I've had lately was this chick came over. We watched movies. I cooked. What I made? I think I made steak that night. Yeah, it was really good. We watched some movies. She stayed over. We made out, did nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I felt so the next day I felt better. Um as far as gratification goes, I felt way better.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't know if it's just age or expectations or what, but I lose a lot of interest if a girl hooks up with me on the first night.
Yeah.
Like I'm fine. I don't need that. I'm not going I I'm not going to say no because if you're going to throw it at the first night, then you've already decided what you're going to do, and to me it shows you don't like there's a lack of discipline there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the chick who stayed the night, she was totally disciplined, and we pushed each other's buttons as much as we could. We did not break, and to me that
Mhm.
says a lot more than someone who's just like, oh, I can't take it anymore. Like I don't know it. To to me, like if you're gonna say we can make out stuff like that, then okay, fine. But if you say like we're not doing this, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, leave something for me to come back to.
Hmm.
Okay, we've done everything. We've done the thing. We've done the deed. Okay, yeah. Now, why do I want to learn any more about you? Okay, that's probably a horrible thing for me to say as a man, but the reality is that's probably what I'm going to think because it's like you've given me no reason to come back.
Well,
You've given me no reason to want to find out more. You
I
know?
can't play devil's advocate with that
Okay.
but I think it depends on the maturity state of the people, because
True.
especially with younger guys, they don't really fucking know if they're actually interested in a girl until they've got the gun unloaded. That's
Okay.
why that's why you see so many guys, especially at a young age, once they blow that load, they're gone because they don't care
Yeah.
about the girl.
Yeah.
All they were trying to do was get laid. They just don't have the
Mhm.
balls to come out and just say, "Yeah, it's just for fun, whatever."
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, if you're that young and you're a guy and you hook up with a girl and you still want to hang out with her afterward, there might be something there because it's rare for a guy to want to do that at that age, especially I don't know because like you said, especially for these younger generations, they don't fucking know how to actually have a relationship anymore.
I
You've
agree.
like
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's it's difficult to navigate for I feel bad for the especially the guys.
Well, but when you've got a whole generation that's raised on looking at their phones as opposed to like figuring out how to talk to someone else, what do you expect?
Well, and you got to
You know?
look at what feminization's done to dating.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you get to live with the life expectation of you're the ATM and you do what she says.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that, well, you'll never have sex. You'll never get laid.
Or the other side of that is, whereas men would be men, now it's like, oh my God, don't you touch me, I'll sue you. It's like, what the hell? I'm trying to hold your
Yeah.
hand at dinner. It's like, what
Mm.
the hell? I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the feminists are totally at fault in this, but when you got a society where you've scared the living hell out of men just because they want to act like men, and by acting like men, I don't mean pushing themselves in an untoward manner on a woman. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, just being aggressive and being a man. When you've created a society where you've scared men to death simply for the fact they want to be men, and you have a dating life that sucks as a woman, I'm sorry. What the hell do you expect? You made the situation that you've got. I mean, Z Highness has a great comment here. Sherlock Holmes has lost his mystery. Yeah, there's a great a great side character in the Arthur Conan Doyle novels, Irene Adler, who was every bit Holmes's equal and his total opposite.
Mm.
And they challenged each other at every turn, and she was, according to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the only woman that ever got the better of Sherlock Holmes. And if you really want to see what that's like, don't watch the Robert Downey Jr. movies. Watch the BBC series that starred Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, that was a great fucking series.
It's called Scandal in Belgravia. If you want an introduction to Irene Adler from a modern perspective, watch that. The
What
folks at the BBC who did that one were fantastic.
what was the name of the series though?
Sherlock.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was called Sherlock. It's done by the BBC. Benedict Cumberbatch starred as Holmes.
Mhm.
John Martin starred as Watson. It is absolutely fantastic. But the episode you want to watch is called A Scandal in Belgravia. And that's where you get your introduction to Irene Adler. And I forget the name of the actress who played Adler, but my God, she was brilliant. Of course, then again, when you got Stephen Moffat doing the writing, it's kind of easy to work with. I mean, Moffat's a fantastic writer. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off the reservation on you, man. I'm just all over the place tonight. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm trying to think of
Matter of fact, who the
okay,
hell?
that's not who I thought it was.
Now I gotta look
Laura
this up.
was it Laura Pulver?
Maybe. Hang on, I'll tell you.
Yeah. It was I think
Yeah, Laura Pulver. And by the way, yes, gentlemen, she's hot. Go watch it.
for some reason I was thinking it was the chick who was the Bond girl in Casino Royale. Was it
Oh, you're thinking
Eva
Eva Green.
Oh my god.
No,
Dude.
now there's a woman that I could lose a
Whew.
lot of sleep over.
Her
You know.
boobies are so fucking fantastic.
Well, just every inch of that woman, just from head to toe, she's gorgeous. But her eyes are amazing. I mean, granted, I know she's using mascara and other things to enhance the effect, but Eva Green has some of the best eyes on a woman you will ever see. And like I said, the rest of her's not hurting either. So, But yeah.
Sneaky little tip for the people in chat. If you haven't looked up Ben Shapiro's sister, you definitely need to do that.
Chrissy Mayer did an interview with her a while back, maybe 6 or 8 months ago. And
Really?
yeah,
Ooh.
I think her name's Abigail Shapiro.
Yep.
If I remember correctly. Yeah, Abigail Shapiro. Chrissy Mayer did an interview with her, which, by the way, for those of you who are watching this, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, Chrissy Mayer and Keanu C. Thompson are going to be at Side Splitters Club tomorrow night. Go buy a ticket and check those chicks out. They are funny as all get out. Love those two. Ben's sister has large tatas.
Yes, she does.
Well,
I think they're Fs or Gs. They are massive and they are beautiful.
I as the boys from Monty Python might have said, huge tracts of land. You know,
Yeah, I am a very proud and self-admitted boob guy.
I can't disagree with you. Can't disagree with you in the slightest, dude. Yeah, I mean, just side. All right, I know you're the one asking the questions, but I got to ask you this one. So when Zia Anderson enhanced her assets, your reaction was
I think Zia was fine. Like
okay.
I say boob guy, like not just big boob. Like I just like boobs. It doesn't matter what size. Boobs are awesome. But no, I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I prefer. I'm more of a natural person. Like I like girls without a lot of makeup,
Okay,
just who they are.
so
And if you want
you're kind of you're a Helen Hunt kind of guy.
it, no, I,
Really?
I didn't like her face.
Oh,
I liked
okay.
her boobs.
Okay.
her,
Okay.
her boobs and Twister and that white T-shirt were nice, but
Yeah, I can't
um,
disagree with you there.
like let's see. I'm trying to think. Like I like Jessica Simpson.
Yeah.
Um,
Alicia Silverstone.
eh.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Brie Larson.
oh no. Oh my God, I'm gonna. She was in American Pie. She was a transfer student. Um,
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Shoot.
Crap.
Daggone. Now we gotta look this up. Sorry, folks. Give us just a second. We have to lurk. Um, cast.
Shannon Elizabeth. No,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
is that her?
Okay.
Yeah. Her. I just thought of another one too. I lost it. I didn't like Tara Reid.
Yeah. No. Oh no. Absolutely not. Mira Sorvino.
Yeah, now that is a good looking
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah, is a very good looking woman.
That is a good looking woman. Dang it, I just lost another one. Oh,
Mina Servari is who I'm thinking of. Mina Servari.
yeah.
Yeah. Very pretty. Yeah, and Z Highness, I agree. Scarlett Johansson's gorgeous. She really is.
I don't know. Oh, when I was younger, I had a huge crush on Natalie Portman
Oh yeah, she's very pretty.
in the Professional. That was such a
Yeah,
good fucking movie too.
the best that I ever saw Angelina Jolie look.
Hackers.
No. There's a
No.
movie. There's a movie she did with Johnny Depp,
Mm.
and I am trying. The Tourist. There's a scene toward the end of the movie where she walks in the room and she is dolled up to the nines, and I'm like, this is why I could fall madly in love with Angelina Jolie. Right here. I mean, she was like head to toe gorgeous. I mean, the dress, the makeup, the hair, all of it.
That.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. Nah, come on, dude.
Not the same dress, but the same look. I'm like, yep, I'm there. To all the girls we've loved before, who've traveled in and out our door, or our imaginations.
So okay. if it'll pull up.
No, not pull up. You're supposed to be pulling out. What's the matter with you? No.
No.
I dude,
I
I
don't
love
like
you.
the haircut.
I love you. I respect you. No.
I don't like. I was not. Well, let's face it. I wasn't looking at her hair and her face. in
I
that movie.
understand that. I get it.
Yeah. I had another good one. Oh, Elizabeth Hurley. Liked her a lot. And the redheaded chick from Wedding Crashers. I can't remember her name though.
Crap. I think that's
She's married to Sacha Baron Cohen. Isla Fisher.
yeah.
Oh,
Very pretty.
Sandra Bullock in her older age, like in her 40s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo!
I wouldn't kick her out of my bed. Nope.
Good looking. She got hotter as she got older.
Yeah, there are absolutely. There are some women that age very well. Sandra Bullock is one of them. No doubt about that.
Man, we got way the fuck off topic.
You know what is it the Tugs and X-Ray call it? Off the rails or down the rabbit hole. There you go, folks.
Well, let's see. We've been going about an hour and a half. I guess we'll close it.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute.
Okay.
The future ex-Mrs. Front Porch Conservative, Anne Hathaway. No, don't. I will fight you on this. I will fight you on this.
I can't, dude.
Okay, I love you. I respect you, but you're just wrong. I'm sorry.
She has great boobs too.
She's got great everything.
What was that movie? Oh, dang it. It was a long time ago. Was it Love and Other Drugs? No, it was something else.
No, it had to do with the introduction of Viagra into society. No, that's Love and Other Drugs.
No. No, this was like a gritty drug dealer movie. Let's see. No, because this is I don't know. Oh, maybe this is it. Havoc. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's toward the end of the movie. I remember that. Oh man, I used to like shoot, what is her name? She's a crazy fucking libtard now. She was in Charmed.
Oh, Alyssa Milano.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Excuse me.
She got nice boobies too.
Still though, of the three of them, Rose McGowan.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Jawbreaker. That was a good movie.
Good movie. And she used to date Marilyn Manson, folks. That's kind of the interesting thing about it. Just saying.
Well, okay, so.
Yes, sir.
Let's close this interview out with some advice, some parting wisdom. Being a seasoned young man,
are you giving it to me?
No. What, in your opinion, was the best advice that you had ever gotten in your life, and why?
If it's not illegal, immoral, or unethical, get into it. That was a piece of advice from a very old teacher of mine from back in high school. And his argument was, it's kind of like my dad's philosophy: learn everything you possibly can. You need to be able, not just for the sake of carrying on cocktail conversation, but you need to keep a very nimble and open mind so that you're still willing to learn no matter where you are in life. I mean, here I am. I'm 52 years old. I started when I was 51. I'm 51 years old when I started. I'm 52 now. I've got a small, budding little social media channel going, you know, and one of the jokes that I've got with my social media is, I'm a going little concern. I'd like to be a going big concern. But in doing this social media channel, I'm now forcing myself to have to learn how to do certain things that I otherwise never would have learned how to do otherwise. I have to learn how to make thumbnails. I have to learn how to do live streaming. I have to learn how to handle multiple platforms all at the same time, which, every time I do a live stream, it gets a little bit better. I mean, as scared as I was last Thursday night, from a performance standpoint, that's probably the best I've ever done, because I've now finally figured out a trick that lets me, keep track of what's going on without ruining the quality of the product I'm trying to produce. I'm having to learn how to manage subscriptions. I'm having to learn how to do all kinds of different things I otherwise never would have done had I not had either the curiosity or the gumption or both to say, yeah, let's dive into this thing. And it's an experience. It's always going to be an experience. I'm always learning new things. People are like, hey, have you tried this? I'm like, yeah, that really does work. But, the best advice I can tell people, don't let the book get dusty. In other words, constantly be flipping the pages. Learn, read, grow. Don't stop, no matter how old you are. I mean, when I hear stories about people who are in their 80s and 90s and they're skydiving out of airplanes, that's cool. I don't care who you are. That's cool. Why? Because these people are still willing to take the risk, and they're still wanting to learn, and they still want to live life. Don't ever stop living life. No matter what you're doing, don't just settle for the here and now. Always be looking ahead and saying, what else can I do? What am I capable of doing? What can I find out that I can do? And you'll probably live a very fulfilled life doing it. So there you go.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The wisdom of the Front Porch Conservative, who, look, man, I don't care what you say. I called this a long time ago. You're going to grow. You've got that thing. I don't know how to tangibly quantify it, but it's a summation of your parts. And you
Thank you.
will,
It's very kind of you to say.
you 100% will be a growing big concern with a little bit of time. And dude, I am 100%. You need help with anything like that, if there's anybody I can hook you up with, then hey, I'll try to do what I can for you, man. Because I 100% believe that I believe in your show, man, and what you're doing. You're doing
Well,
a great
thank you.
job. You, like I said, man, you're going to be. I think you're going to start getting opportunities within the next year to get on some good things. Seriously, no
I
joke.
appreciate that.
That's my bet. Within the next year and a half at the most, you're going to start getting on some shows that people wouldn't think you would.
Well,
So
thank you. Thank
keep
you.
doing what you're doing for sure.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. And if I may use the opportunity for a free plug, for those who are watching this, tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Normally I do this on Saturdays, but I had a family engagement today that kind of kept me out of it. Tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. We're doing Front Porch Brunch, which is our review of items in the news, and it's very interactive. I mean, I'll have a whole bunch of tabs running across my screen, but we want people to comment. We want people to talk. We want people to say what they're thinking. I've got people there who are conservatives, liberals, moderates, anywhere in between. And it's a very fun little show. We'll be on for 2 hours. Next week, next Thursday, I'll be on covering the last Republican presidential debate, or as I like to refer to it, the last dance. So, if I can rope Flagrant into doing it, he'll be there. My good buddy Ruben Christopher Haynes is going to be there. And, we're just getting warmed up for 2024, man. And for everybody who's subscribed to my channel that, you've been there supporting me, God bless you and thank you. You guys are awesome. So, onward and upward.
Tell them where to find you at, man.
You can find me on YouTube at the Front Porch Conservative. You can find me on Rumble at the Front Porch Conservative. You can find me on Twitter at the Front Porch C1. You can find me a number of different places. So look for me on social media, but usually the best places to find me are YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble. And I've got Getter. I've got Truth Social. So yeah, we're trying to grow as much as we possibly can. So God bless you and thank you.
And I've got Front Porch's links in the chat for his YouTube and his Twitter, so that will link you to all of his stuff where he's spread out as well. Guys, go to the website, get some merch. We got, like I said, Legion's got their hats in. I'm going to be putting up the still frames and plates and stuff like that pretty soon. I got to help Legion get their sweats back up. Then it's going to be we're chasing some leads, trying to grow a little bit more. For us, and especially for Brian, the biggest thing you can do, guys, share it. Like, everyone thinks the commenting's a big thing or the liking. Share it. Word of mouth is way more powerful than clicking a like.
Yeah, if you have small businesses in your area that are wanting to get T-shirts for promotions or whatever, tell them this guy makes some of the most amazing work they're ever going to see. Get them to call Cam or message him or something. It's I mean, one of the most amazing things I've discovered. It's amazing what the power of one person can do. And I'm not just saying that as a line. I mean that in genuine seriousness. One person can absolutely make a world of difference.
And that's a hard thing for a lot of people starting out too. Like, I want to make sure people have access to an outlet when places. Well, the whole reason we started, Chrissy's shirt got pulled. People shouldn't have their free speech removed from a marketplace.
Yep.
Especially in America.
Yep.
Fuck that. Free speech all day, whatever you want. I don't care.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, you find me, Flagrant Trigger, on Twitter, Flagrant Triggers everywhere else. Everybody be safe this weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, share, stop by, check out this guy right here, because he's awesome and he's going to keep growing, and I'm calling that right now. And we're going to keep making merch, make some more videos. We'll probably do some game streams here and there. But until then, everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good night, and we'll catch you later.